This is a story about bounty and expectations. Anybody know the story about mutiny on the Bounty? Mutiny on the Bounty. There was a guy named Fletcher Christensen. He was the second in command. Is that right? Anybody know this story? He had a wicked captain. You're not wearing a uniform. Flog him. Most people would just say, please take off the hat, right? Or, you spilled the coffee. Keel haul him. Now, you know what haul means, and if I told you that on the bottom of a ship there's a keel, let's see, let's put a rope around the guy and pull him underneath. Oh, and we won't pull him that quickly, you know, he'll be underneath holding his breath, and then, well, if we are able to pull him out in time, all right, he continues to leave. But you'll never spill coffee again. This guy's name was Bligh, Captain Bligh. Eventually it got too much for one of the officers and a bunch of the men, and they did a mutiny. So they thought that they were being fairly nice, so they stopped the boat. They were, you know, sailing boat. Dropped a little dinghy over the side and put William Bligh in it. He had about 5 people who really, really, really wanted to remain with him. And then you, rotate that. Very good. And so they were loyal to Captain Bligh. This was in the South Pacific. Here's Tahiti. The mutiny took place over here. And over here is the Dutch colony of Jakarta. 3,000 miles. Only Bligh didn't tell his men how far it was. They just knew it was a long way. But each day he would give them an estimate. You remember in those days they had this thing called a sextant? It had nothing to do with another person. It had to do with that it was divided into like sixths. And so if you could hold the angle just right, you could say, oh, if it's at this angle, I must be this far from the equator. And if you plot it, you can also figure out how far away from Greenwich, England you are as well. So use it to figure out where you're at. He told his people, oh, we've gone 30 miles. We've gone 25 miles today. In reality, they had gone 40 miles. And he wouldn't tell them how far they were to go. In the past week, we've gone 300 miles. So it sounds like they're accomplishing something. He never told them, oh, well, we've gone 300 miles, but we've got 2,700 miles to go. It would have depressed them. So in some ways, I'm asking you to be like Captain Bligh on the Mutiny on the Bounty.